We're having some slight technical difficulties with the face cam. Please hold. Hey, look, there I am. Had some issues with the webcam. Sorry about that. Randomly, this webcam right here, the face cam, just will vanish. I don't know why. Especially if I don't stream for like a week and then I come back and then I try to stream and the webcam just poof, gone. And then I fire it up. And then find out that it's not even there. So you guys ready to build this or what? How's everybody doing tonight? Toby? Another amazing build about to start up. Whoop. Yes, sir. This one's for Divinity. Sorry, it took me a few extra minutes there. So how's everybody's night going? What are you doing tonight while you watch as I assemble this beast? About some of the components here that we have for the build. Probably gonna turn this music down actually. Turn the music down so maybe you can hear me. If I can see the levels are a little better now. But this build is for Divinity. It's a white themed build with specifically the Ryzen 7 5000 series, which is the 5800X. We've got that built into a Steel Legend, which is a B550 by ASRock. And then we also have this beautiful requested Trident Z Royal 32 gigs of RAM here. That wasn't the actual price, don't worry. 32 gigs of RAM. We're running 600 megahertz on that. A 2 terabyte .2 NVMe. So plenty of storage. Rock with. And then we're going to be powering that with a RTX 3080. So his frames are going to be nice and slick. And this isn't the 10 gig version. This is the 12 gig version, RTX 3080. So it's the newer version. And this is the OC edition by MSI. Got the 3 fans on it, better cooler. Overall, it's going to be cool, and it's going to deliver the performance that he needs. Then we have also got our 1000 watt E5, which is a Supernova by EVGA. And it's gold rated. Fully modular power supply. Get some of these items out of the way, and then we're just going to go ahead and get started on those. We also have white sleeved cables here. We're going to be putting in there. Head to the white theme. Beautiful white cables. Solid white. That's all built with a 360 millimeter AIO white, with white fans throughout the entire case, addressable RGB fans, PWM, and we are going to be building it in a white Beyond Lee 011 dynamic. So getting all these parts here was somewhat of a pain. We're waiting on the case and the graphics card. Case arrived thankfully just on the weekend. Last we're waiting for was the graphics card, which finally showed up. I was praying. Finally showed up today. So now we can move on to the actual build. We're going to start out pulling the motherboard out here. This thing is sweet. I always like how ASRock packages their boards. They actually package with anti-static, as well as foam around the side of the boards. So there is no way that this thing is damaged unless a truck runs it over. But they come This board is about as sexy as it gets. Look at this. For those of you who like the naked shots of the parts, those VRMs right there. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Got the heatsink wrapped around for the M.2 armor shield here. An additional one up here, which is where we're going to place the SSD above the graphics card. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started on this. Pull this part. Use zip ties to secure the foam to the board, to the mounting holes of the board itself. We're just going to cut those. We're able to pull that foam away. And I'm going to get the CPU installed, RAM installed, the SSD installed. Then I want to get the mounting bracket. You know what? These are going to actually stay from here. And yeah, so the CPU, RAM, and the SSD. And we move on to fun stuff like mounting fans in a case. Those of you who don't know, AMD wastes a ton of space by giving you a full box that would normally include a fan in here, but they just simply put this big piece of plastic in. And really all that's holding is this big waste of space by AMD. Not sure why they did that, other than maybe they had a bunch of these already made and last minute decided, well, let's not put fans. Nobody uses them anyway. Here we go, we have our Ryzen 7 5800X. She's a beauty. That's very important. AMD. They're going to be changing, I think, in the next series. But AMD has their pins on the back side of the CPU. That's always important to handle these parts with care, especially with AMD. Intel, it's more important to handle the motherboard with care because the pins are on the motherboard. And one of those pins, your day's messed up. That's physical damage, which is not covered under warranty. And I know this is the moment that Infinity was waiting for. G-Skill, Trident, Braille. This RAM is royalty. Pure royalty. I'm going to get a nice close-up of this just for him. Comes with a nice cloth, fiber cloth, which is going to be in your package for you. Yours to keep. We're wearing white gloves specifically because we're handling the Trident Z sticks. As soon as you touch this with your oily skin, it ruins it. A nice close-up of these things, like that. Hey Alex, how's it going? I'm glad you stopped in. Just in time for your Royal RAM. Look at that. I was just showing it off. Nothing but the best for you, bud. Gonna pop these guys right in their spots. We're going to move on to the SSD. You could probably see my reflection in these. I know, it's clean. All right, there we have it. G-Skill's done. To the SSD. And I just lost the screen. There it is. Alex, you wouldn't mind a few screws just rattling around inside your computer, would you? No big deal, right? But that was under the special request. Hard to hear you. Sorry, I just woke up from a nap. Is my microphone too far, or is my music too loud? Or do I just need to speak up? All right, let me change that for you. Is this any better? I also am projecting my voice a little bit more towards the microphone. My goal is to have another microphone over here where my hand is eventually, because my other microphone is over that way. Perfection. Okay. Awesome. Thank you for telling me that. I already ripped my glove. Look at that. Audio is perfect. Okay, awesome. We're going to slap your 2 terabyte M.2 SSD in here. Actually not going to slap it, but we're going to install it very carefully to its slot. And then we're going to place the heatsink on there. This way your M.2, 2 terabyte M.2 will stay nice and still. There we have it. Got the Ryzen 7 5800X installed. We got our 32 gigabytes of Trident Z Royal installed. And we have our 2 terabyte M.2 SSD installed. I'm going to peel this ridiculous peel off before I put it in the case, or it will be near impossible to get off later. You're great. Just like a used car salesman slapping the hood of a O2. Oh yeah. This bad boy right here might have 250,000 miles on it, but it purrs. That motherboard is gorgeous. I know, I thought this would be, I know it's kind of reflecting the light a little bit because of how shiny it is. Can't really do much about that. But I thought this would be a beautiful fit, this board specifically, for the white theme. Got a little silver on it, but it's also got some white splashed into it, and it's got a nice accent for the white build. You love the shirt? Oh, thanks. Just a little, actually was working earlier, so I had to, you know what, no, Alex, I dressed up for you, just you. I had to doll myself up just to stream your build. Alright, so we're going to grab the case. Get this case out of the box. Leanne Lee would like to thank you for your purchase. So, thank you, Alex. Oh. 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 Oh, it's heavy. Come on! That's a big thing. Is the Camos Guy in here? Yeah, he's in here. He's watching on Facebook though. We're streaming from Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So if you want to jump on our Facebook channel, he's actually in there right now. But you should be able to see his chat on the left of the screen there. The only way I can get like all three of the channels chatting in the same screen. But he's in here. Might as well call you a ranch, because you be dressing. Oh, thanks, man. I try sometimes. Just don't look down, because I don't have pants on. Kidding. Kind of like the office webinar or office meeting situation. Probably all of 2021 and 2020. Got a nice button-up shirt, tie. Nothing else any lower. I'm over here now. Infinity's over on Twitch right now, man. Hi, Twitch chatters. Calls for you. It's AD23 is probably jumping over on Facebook now. Probably chasing you. So are you just pulling it up on all three channels and watching me in three different windows? Don't worry, I have both. Nice. Aaron popped in on the Facebook and said, "Hey, Camo Guy," with a big heart. You're getting hearts and love from Facebook right now, so you might want to switch back. Just taking the glass panels off the case right now. There we go. So this is the Leon Lee 011 Dynamic. This is their white. They do have some accent of black in there, which is going to be okay. It's going to blend well with everything else that we're putting in here. Got a beautiful, beautiful aluminum front finish to it. On the back side as well, nice and white. Overall, it's a beautiful case. I need to get fourth camera. That gives you kind of a better shot at bigger items like this. It'll be coming here in the near future. So what we're going to do is get the motherboard installed here. And then once we got the board installed, we're going to install the side fans here and the bottom fans here. Go down here where these trays are. We're going to pull these trays out, put 3 fans here, 3 fans here, with the motherboard here. Then we're going to get the cooler mounted, and then we'll get everything plugged in the best we can before we get the power supply and the cables plugged in. So, not too bad. I think the majority of the work is going to be the fans here and the radiator, but overall, it'll go pretty quick. I'll try really hard not to keep you up all night. Love that case. Yes, Aaron, this is probably my favorite case series anyway. The Lee 011 Dynamic is probably my favorite series, white or black. I've also done a few custom paint jobs. I have another custom paint job coming up here where we're going to take one and get it glued up for another custom build. So we're going to do a custom paint job on that case coming up here. But we're focused on Divinity's build right now. I think we're going to be doing that one on Saturday is when we're trying to do that. We just have to make sure the paint's done by Saturday. Nice. Hey Hulk, how are you doing tonight? Hulk PR over on Facebook. Yeah, I'm just getting the screws ready here. I actually just terribly tore my glove in a bad way. So I'm going to replace this real quick. Good, man, just getting home. How you doing, Ben? I'm doing good, man. Yeah, I just got home about 2 hours ago. Get my youngest into bed. Hey Zach, how are you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Hey Empower Gaming Computers. Thank you for stopping in, Zach. I dropped a chat in our Warzone chat. Zach's a buddy of mine that I play Warzone with quite a bit. And we actually do a lot more than that, but hope your girlfriend's not watching. This is so exciting. I know. Now, only if I could stop ripping gloves. Over under, how many gloves do you think I'm going to rip and have to put back on? Hey, this is a terrible dad joke, I know, but look at how small this stud is. Okay, we're moving on. I just needed one of these studs here so I can mount the motherboard. I don't like touching fancy parts with greasy fingers, so I try not to. If I have to, I'll make sure that my hands are washed. That way you don't have evidence of me building it. Kidding. All right, look at that thing. This lines up perfectly because it's a Leon Lee case. I'd expect nothing less. Now we're gonna drive a billion screws into the motherboard, mount it to the case. Yeah, I guess you're probably getting pumped, Alex. Oh yeah. So if Leon Lee didn't do what they did, the PC case market would be just absolute garbage still. Leon Lee took the market and put some major competition out there, and it forced all the other. This is just my opinion, by the way. There's no facts on this, but my opinion, Leon Lee forced the market to modernize. So now we have a ton of different computer case designs. Airflow has become an actual important topic, and that's probably also the help of many YouTube channels who do a lot of reviews on computer parts and cases specifically, but they really pick on airflow. One channel specifically, I bet you guys can name it, but they pick on airflow. So for example, NZXT brought their H510, and they made an H510/mesh, which is a front mesh instead of a solid front, and it was because the biggest complaint they had was airflow, lack of airflow. So but Leon Lee definitely helped drive modernizing cases and brought style to it. At least that's what I've heard. That's my opinion. Yeah, they're just... I don't know if I could survive 5 minutes from with their designers. They're good. Definitely stylish. So we're going to take this bottom dust filter off here. We need to get those screws. Spaces. We're also going to take this top dust filter off right now. And then I'm going to lay this bad boy down so you can barely see what I'm doing. Sorry about the camera angle, but we're going to get the fans here on the bottom installed. I have to drive screws on the bottom side. Excuse me. Absolutely, they have such crazy modernization. Yep, we already read that one. I have H510 Elite in my old rig, and the airflow is horrid. Yes, that was one of the biggest complaints for the H510, though it is a very elegant and modern design. That front panel just completely restricts the airflow. So the only ventilation you have on that case is on the rear side of it, and also on the bottom. That's the only ventilation you have. That's where it's pulling the air from. That's just not enough. So they created that mesh. I actually have one over here because I was playing with it. I was very excited when they released it because I like the look of the NZXT cases. I just don't like the airflow. It's kind of crap. Got one right here. See, maybe if I get it in the right position. The mesh front. Now a mesh front. So it's much better. I got to play around with the airflow a little bit yesterday on that case, and it was definitely a huge improvement. Yeah, you gotta take the glass off to keep it nice and chill. It's a bummer. Because all they would have had to do is put a mesh on there, and that probably would have solved that problem with that case. I'm putting the vibration pads on the fan so that we don't get any vibrations, or at least the rubber pads get close to vibrations. Or I probably would have done that before the stream, just to speed things up a little bit. I can't see the full message. I seriously need to invest in a wireless mouse so I don't have to keep walking around back and forth. With this one, I don't think temps are going to be a problem. No, I would have to agree with you, Alex. This one is not going to have issues with its temperatures. Temps are going to be nice and chill. It's going to move that air nice and smooth. But yes, I would have to agree with you. Temperature or problems with the temps. Here's one of our 120 millimeter fans. We have 3 going on the bottom here. 3 are for the liquid cooler, but it actually has an impact on the entire ecosystem of the inside of your case. The 3 on the top, which are going to be part of the AIO cooler, the liquid cooler. So yes, 3 of them are for the cooler, but they actually are working with all 6 of the other fans. So all 9 are working together as a team. So the 3 are going to be controlled for the CPU temperature. The other 3 are also going to respond to CPU temps as well, because they're going to be responsible for pulling fresh air into your system, where the top fans on the radiator are going to be responsible for pulling the hot air out of the system, but it's also going to be such cool air from the 6 other fans that you're going to have cool air running through the top. The best design, in my opinion, for airflow. I've also tested the AIO in different positions on this case, and it's best mounted at the top. Get the best cooling performance there. Okay. So I would not be concerned at all about the temperature going forward. That won't have to take the glass off. Just hopping back and forth between fats. Awesome. I'm just getting these rubber pads installed on the fan so we keep going forward here. And there's not a whole lot of chat activity, though we have quite a few viewers going. Beauty though. Pretty. Not even of the way through. All right, probably one of the more boring portions of the stream or the build is these fans, because it's a lot of repetitive motions. I think the coolest part is all the RGB components are addressable. Yes. It will be, you'll have like a box room. It'll be a disco party in a box in the room. Back in my day, we called them disco parties. I'm just kidding. I was never the concert type, so I don't even know what it's called anymore. I was always the nerd out about new hardware. Life. Oh boy. It's actually getting real hot in here and I'm wearing a sweater. Getting sweaty. Okay, so we got our screws. First screw. You're still the nerd for new hardware. You're running a live stream for building a PC. Yeah, it's like I don't know, PC porn. Thank you, David, for building my confidence. I appreciate it. I mean, in a way, you are stopping in and looking at it. So, something catch your eye. Couldn't be me. Definitely the PC parts. And this stream is in honor for Divinity. We're celebrating the birth of a new beast, Camos Guy. This is kind of a celebration, right? Heck yeah, that thing looks sharp so far. Yes, it is sharp, clean, white. Let me know when you're ready and we'll put something together for you. Steven, I know you're looking to upgrade if you need help. You know, I'm always down to help pick the parts out, put something together. Although I know you like mentioned that half the fun was picking it all out and doing it. Yeah, and I get it. Finding parts and deals, half the fun. What fans are these? These are by ID Cooling, and these are white. So trying to find white fans that fit a budget, that match the look we're looking for, that are addressable RGB as well as PWM, and also hold some sort of quality that I'm happy with. It's really hard to find unless you go buy Corsair, which are like $80 a fan and honestly are overrated in my opinion. But if you're a Corsair lover, it's okay. I get it. I like them too, just their price tag is a little bit too much for what they are, in my opinion. I say that a lot. These are actually the same fans as in your build, Toby. Same fans. I was just thinking about that. I'm like, we replaced his fans last minute because of the RGB issues we were having. Right, there we go. Got 3 fans installed. We are going to clean up these wires a little bit, that they're tucked in nice and tight, the way we like them. But that will be probably later on. I get to do that. I usually get it all built, you know, make it as neat as possible, and then after the build stream, I'll go through and tidy it all up, and get the backside like super neat, because we don't want to send something out that is perfect. So we'll go through and probably put a zip tie down here, tighten these wires up, but there's going to be a few more cables coming out of here, and that's when we'll get those added as well. So next, I'm going to see the best way to handle this for you. Definitely not that. Probably this way. like that. This is the back side. But these are the side fans that we're going to be installing here. These ones are going to be intake as well. Oh, really? Yes, sir. Same fans. ID cooling. They're great. I mean, honestly, they're a great fan. I run the same ones in my build. I'm a big fan of eating my own dog food to make sure it's quality product. And I've actually come to really like these fans a lot for the price. It just really helps. Number one, aesthetics. These guys do a good job with putting white fans, making white fans white and black fans black. For the color theme, it really helps. And then the quality, the PWM, I think they get up to 17 or 1800 RPMs. So they have enough oomph and pressure to move the air, or more than enough. And then they also have the addressable RGB, which is synchronized to your motherboard software. You could change the colors using your motherboard, or you can use a controller if you have another controller, like a Leon Lay controller. So they're compatible with many different controller options. That's one thing that I love about them too. Like, really love about them is that they're compatible with pretty much anything. That is one of my beefs with Corsair, that they are not compatible with everything. They are only compatible with Corsair, and Corsair only. And they also, the other beef I have with Corsair, which I was just explaining to somebody else who I was doing a remote session with yesterday, is their AIOs. If you plug them, or if you use a Corsair AIO, it plugs into a hub, and that hub plugs into a USB header. Your fans don't actually plug into your motherboard CPU fans, and your addressable RGB doesn't plug into your addressable RGB header. Then you're forced to use the Corsair software for that Corsair product, and that kind of sucks. You're limited. And then also your motherboard can't read the temperature of your CPU, or I'm sorry, the fan speed of your CPU. You have to customize it, software. Just annoying in my opinion. And some people really like the look. Which, I mean, they are stylish. I just wish they'd be more compatible. Again, that's Corsair, not the ID cooling fans. Important part of the stream is dealing with all these things. It's not really boring. There's a lot of focus time. I keep saying I'm just gonna get these prepped before stream, and then I never do. Here we are again. I just promised I'd start the stream at 8 o'clock, so I didn't want to be late. So how's everybody else's night going? What are you guys up to while you watch me build this beast for Divinity? Are you here just to see the naked computer parts? Are you here to learn? Learn the ways of the master builders? Destiny 2, you know the classics. Yep, you do. Recovering from drill this weekend. Oh yeah, you mentioned that you were in some terrible weather for 35 hours or something like that, or 36 hours. So I hope you're warming yourself up. Drink a couple shots of whiskey or something and warm up. I think you earned it. Actually, while we got this thing sideways, before we start tinkering with these fans, let's pop this off because it's in our way. Go. All right, so something I didn't point out on the bottom fans, but I'll point this out here. This is going to be intake, so it's important when you're installing fans to make sure that you're placing the fan in the correct direction, that you have the airflow going the direction that you want. It does matter if you place the fan this way or that way, that is pushing the airflow in two different directions. So in this case, I want the air to be sucked in through this hole. So we're going to be placing the fan like this, which is going to be in this scenario. If you're not sure about your fans, definitely double check the instructions. That should have came with it, or most of them will have an arrow on the top here, or sometimes on the back side, to explain the direction of airflow. But generally, airflow back here, airflow is traveling, I'm sorry, the opposite direction, but backwards on the camera. I'm doing this kind of in a less convenient way for me. That's so you guys can see it. I wouldn't recommend doing it this way. I'd recommend standing it up if you're building in the same case and doing bottom, middle, and the top in that order. Makes it a little. Oh, you're just on Sab's account because your phone died? Nice. I mean, you had at least 2 hours heads up, or 2.5, knowing the stream was coming. I'm not going to hold you accountable. I'm just playing. sorry, I'm joking. Hope you know I'm teasing. Like part of my head sitting there thinking, hey Ben, that was probably a dumb comment. Probably make sure he knows that you're joking. Roger that. Front row reggae. All right, one last of the 6. I feel like we're talking about Lord of the Rings and the nine. I'm not good with math. No, you're fine, dude. We're all a bunch of shit talkers here. I kind of gathered that when we played, so I thought I'd carry that vibe over here a little bit. See how it went. Better to ask for forgiveness than permission. Although in some cases, might want to double check first. I cut my nap short to watch this, Ben. I don't want to hear it. Entertain me. By John. We could talk about Lord of the Rings. Let's go. All right. Well, I mean, if Divinity is good with Lord of the Rings topic, we could talk about Lord of the Rings as we watch boring stuff like this. Hey, Stefan. Steph Shine, who ordered a PC and just recently got his. Thanks for the like. Wonderful. Absolutely the vibe I'm looking for. I'm trying. I think I need to, like, to really get on your level, though, I might have to do a line of coke. Not saying that I am doing a line of coke, but... I mean, your PC's so white, I could mistake it for that. Look at that thing. You want to stare at it for a second while I touch it, or slowly rub it back and forth like this? I'm just a grumpy old man. No, you're not. You want me to spin a couple of the fans for you? Like that? Is that good? ASMR, baby. No, we're not. We're not turning into that. Why doesn't mine look like that? Well, John, you gave me like $900 and you said make something work. John's a longtime buddy of mine, so I can talk to him like that. I'm allowed to, right? We grew up with each other. I don't even remember how much yours cost, but it was like right before everything went to shit. Excuse my language. But it was right before everything went crash. Bunch of crap. So I think you got a really good deal on your build for the price that you paid for it. It's definitely probably time for an upgrade though, because it's been what, 2 years? Almost 2 years? Or time's flying, I don't even know anymore. I had a baby, somebody got married, somebody else had a baby, and now I'm building more computers than I can think of. All right. Let's start on the radiator. I'm actually gonna just prop this up a little bit like this. Kind of out of the way, but not. And then I'll have some space right here to work with. Get the AIO out. Get that installed. It runs Medieval 2 Total War just fine. Thank you very much. Yes, I knew that was our goal. And you said you didn't want it to catch fire while you were doing that, right? Or while you were playing. Words are tough. Here we have our beautiful white radiator. Here, let me make you all busy by going back and forth like this. But it's our white AIO, match the white theme. And I want to make sure I'm putting it in right. Have the cable space the right way when I go to mount it. Okay. All we have to do here is get the fans mounted to the radiator. Then we have to mount the radiator to the case, and then we mount the block to the CPU. If that wasn't enough. Right. Man, I'm struggling with these rubber pads. I can migrate an entire organization to the cloud. Do it in less than a week. I can't get a rubber pad off a fan. Without struggling a little bit. But Alex likes a little struggle, I think. Vern told me you're into that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't believe everything on the internet, but thanks, Mern, for the like. I appreciate that. It was about 3 minutes ago, so I apologize for the delay. I have not been looking at my notifications, and it's only for you. Thanks, Alex. Funny thing is I only did it for you, right? How are those grinds going? Here for the free PC on TV. Not really doing free PC right now, Fallen. Not yet. This one is for Divinity that we're building tonight. But if I'm doing a free PC, you'll be the first one to know. God. I mean, if I were to do something like that, how would you guys want it to go out? You know, isn't that what we're supposed to say to a PC company? Oh yeah. I'm more of like the PC, more down to earth than a company. At least I like to have my relation with my customers in a very special way, so that they have a good experience every time they come here, or every time they call me or message me, whatever it might be. But yeah, if I do a free PC giveaway type of thing, like, the baby has been like in and out of Dr. Six, so we haven't been able to do much, but she's finally getting more normalized, so hopefully back to it tomorrow. Awesome. That's good to hear. I know you'd mentioned she wasn't feeling well. That was a few days ago. Also, the sleep schedule was off a little bit. Okay, I promise I'm almost done dicking around with this radiator. Wanted it to look perfect for you. And these are probably going to be the fans that change speed the most, because it's on the CPU. I'm loving this all white concept. Looks pretty beautiful, yes. It's mostly white. It's not all white. I wish it was. But yes, it is as close as we can get without spending an amount of money. You know, after a while of building computers, you end up knowing the parts in and out pretty well. And then you know what colors everything are, and somebody comes up to you with a vision, and inside my head there's a bunch of math calculations happening, and then all of a sudden, bam, your computer white. Or at least as close as possible. All right, so we've got 12 screws for the fans, and 12 screws for the rear. Yeah, these builds are always pretty. I want to do a white build myself, but I live on a dirt road, and it is very dusty. So I have not built myself a white build until I get off this dirt road. Just gonna look like gross. All the dust. Trying to save up for one. I'm saving a little extra to see if we can make a Star Wars one. Ooh. I am extremely intrigued, Fallen TV. That does sound like a very fun project. Very fun. Because I am a very big Star Wars fan. So are we going like dark side Star Wars, or are you one of those Jedis? I live on pavement, and I'm afraid to do white, do doggos, turn things all kinds of color. Oh yeah. DS is the way, dark side. So we're thinking like, are we thinking like, oh man, there's so many different things you could. So we're thinking like black with red lighting, right? Well, David, I mean, that's still a lot better than my situation. Oh, we just talked about it while you were over here. Because dust is overwhelming here in the house. Crap. Guys, I lost a screw. I don't know if it was important or not. Okay, it was not an important screw. Was. Huh. I found it. It literally fell off the table, hit my foot, which I'm wearing a shoe, and it like shot across the floor. And it went further than I would have ever thought a screw would go. Missing screws give custom builds character. Yes, I agree. Yep, black and red, like all set. So that would actually be. Now, did you want like a custom paint job, or are you just thinking like a black case and red lighting on it? Because that sounds pretty cool too. Either one. Now we're going to get this radiator mounted here at the top. Before I mount it, I'm going to run these cables that they are through the holes and I don't have to reach up and behind it after the fact. I have fat fingers and they don't fit in super tight places well. And we're going to want to center this up the best we can. Of course, I put the screws on the wrong side of the table and the screwdriver so that I would set myself up for failure. So we're going to center this up the best we can. We're going to start driving screws in these holes. Get two ends. That'll be enough to actually hold it so I can take my hand off of it. Go. And now we do 12 screws on the top. You don't necessarily need all 12 of these screws, but it's just complete. Try get away with 6 perfectly fine. Custom paint more than likely. Okay. My favorite Sith, Darth. Actually just reading something about him a little bit ago. Would love something like that. Big dreams. Well, definitely a cool design, and I've got lots of thoughts for it. So whenever you are ready, let me know. Jump on a Discord call and get a vision. Sounds like you already have the vision. We just have to get it on paper. Build it. Go. So the radiator is mounted. Got enough fans in there for you? Or do you want more fans? We could probably stuff another 3 fans between the radiator and the case, which would be a push-pull. But I think this is more than enough. All right, so let's get this mounted on the CPU. And we have an AMD mounting kit for AMD. Tuna. Oh, all white builds. Like mine stuffed. Hold on. A couple more comments. Used to play a mobile game back in the day called Star Wars Force Collection. I do recall that one. Was my goal to collect the Sidious cards. I Got too busy, was never able to really get engaged in that one, but I do remember seeing it. I think I played it like once or twice. It was definitely fun and interesting time. I like mine stuffed. Full, send it, or send it. Oh, send it. Like, you're talking about the 3 fans. 3 more fans ain't shit. Bev said, don't type that from my account. LMFAO. Oh. All white builds. Sheesh. Where's that from? I don't even know. Somebody out there that uses that a lot on the stream. Anybody know who that is? Do you want me to put 3 more fans on here? Because I can. I have to undo everything I did. You know what? Let's just finish the build tonight, and then I'm gonna measure this gap because we have to clear this. I just want to make sure. Make sure it's gonna clear with the 3 extra fans. Grabbing another. Yep, it'll fit. Don't worry, these are not the fans we're gonna use if we did it. It would clear, but it would be tight. So let's finish the build, and then if we need 3 more fans, I'll put 3. Won't take much for me to do it. Just the top screws, pop it down. 3 fans go in. Fan screws go out through, and wires have to be plugged in on the backside. It's been a big deal. It is going to hide a percentage of the top fan. It's going to be down to there. It'll be fine though, right? Oh no, I'm gonna need more. No, I'm not gonna need. Well, I mean, you just said send it, so now we're gonna do 3 more fans. I'm just not gonna do it right now because I've already got this mounted. Just gonna get 3 more fans. And then you can brag about not having 9. Brag about having 12. We're just talking. Yeah, we like them tight. Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. All right, so next step is to add the Thermal Grizzly to our CPU, which is one of the best thermal pastes. Transfer the heat off the CPU and onto your copper or CPU block, rather. This is genuine Thermal Grizzly. Every one of these packages that they ship, they actually get certificates because people actually make fake stuff. So if you're ever ordering this stuff online, make sure it's coming from the real Thermal Grizzly. Don't want that fake stuff because it doesn't do half the performance that the real stuff does. A very beautiful layer of thermal paste here. Our clamps. And then we mount it. And she's a tight fit. So funny. Sometimes I try to be. We got that hand tight, and I'm just gonna give it a little turn here. Driver. Get it nice and tight. That's the way you like it. And then I'm going to check these 4 screws on the motherboard itself, which is actually holding a metal backplate on the back side of the motherboard, which is actually holding the pressure of this block to the CPU. And I just wanted to make sure that was nice and tight because that was factory done. I never trust the factory. Now we got our pump. We have our pump connection. Should be this one. Center. But we don't want our wires looking like that, because that looks like ass. We want it to be a little prettier than that. I'm going to get all these cables plugged in that we need to plug in, and then we're going to actually tuck them under the board. That's it. Off the side. Hot cleaner. That one needs to go. One needs to go. And what we're going to do is actually pop 2 off the motherboard here. We're going to tuck these board, hide the cable. Correct. How much did this build cost, if you don't mind me asking? I think we were slightly over $3,000. Kennedy wants to question. Spent like $3,500, I think. Don't remember. Divinity tabs account. Nice. Cables. Okay. Distributor. Yeah, we're gonna zip tie this thing a couple times. Sorry if you're staring at my neck. 3488. I could have looked. I just didn't know if you wanted everybody knowing what you spent. Cool. I gave him a ballpark and left it up to you. Right? Gonna trim them. There we go. Nice and clean wires off the block, back behind the CPU for the board, out the side where it needs. Nice and clean. You're welcome. All right. Next, we got a bunch of cables from the case that we have to plug in. Then we could get the card and the cables, power supply cables plugged in. Get the cables from the actual case routed, plug them in. Probably should have plugged these in before we did the bottom fans. I always smack myself in the forehead because after the fact. Some of them are going to be hard to get to. Now that I have them. Yeah, the market's up and down right now. Like, probably the weirdest I've ever seen prices. One day you look and it's like $200 cheaper. The next day you go back and all of a sudden it's $400 more. You're like, oh, okay. What happened? Trying to get all connections plugged in. Your power button, hard drive, data activity from the front panel of the tight spot. Get down there. Then this is your front panel audio port. Again, it's kind of a tight spot to get into because of the bottom fans. done it while I had those, before I had those fingers. And then this was your USB-C front panel right here. And then your USB 3.0 and your USB-C for your front panel. Got plenty of USB options up front. Audio. So it just adds great options to the front of the case. You don't have to get to the back of the computer every time. All right. A couple more pieces we have to add here for the case fans is the addressable RGB for the case fans itself and the PWM connections. Well, we're actually going to run both of them right here. Okay. So the addressable RGB fans, bottom and sides. That's this little 3-pin header that's getting plugged in down here. How many USBs in the back, Infinity? This is, see here. Got two USB 3.0s, two USB 2.0s, a USB 3.2, USB-C on the back, and then two additional USB 3.0s on the back. There's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, technically 8 USBs on the back with a mixture of different speeds. So a pretty good amount. I already know you're probably looking at my connection. Struggling with this 3-pin connection. Why I should have done these connections before I put the. Got it. Also why I kick myself every time. How do USB speeds work? I didn't even know that was a thing. How many USBs? Okay, so USB speeds are, I mean, the best way for you to kind of just vision it is just to Google USB speeds. But there's USB 2.0, USB 3.0, USB 3.1, 3.2. I think they even have a newer one now. But then there's USB-C, which is smaller connection, just like a phone or an Apple would have, which is that smaller connection. You have 2 of those on the computer here. Just gives a faster transfer speed, and I think also a faster charge speed if you're sending power through it. Well, but USB, obviously, the higher the number, the faster the speed. So the USB 3.2 is probably going to be one of your quicker ports compared to a USB 2.0 port. And you can determine those by colors. You can see these ones are blue, ones are gray, one's like a light blue. So that's how you determine the difference. All right. Now I think we can safely plug the card in and not block anything. So let's pop these 2 panels off that we're going to be replacing with the card. It's a moment you've been waiting for. Full time, all you wanted to do is see the card. So just for awareness, we are going to ship the card without it installed, simply because the vibrations while it's being shipped or being dropped, whatnot, with the weight of this card, it will damage the PVC on the card itself, right here, or it will damage the actual slot on the motherboard. 9 times out of 10, doesn't matter how much support you put in here and you pack it, you make it so it really can't move at all. I don't know what they do to be, but 9 times out of 10 when I ship a card installed, it's broke. So we are shipping the cards not installed. But here's the backside of your RTX 3080 12 gigabyte. And the side view, fans, bottom, backside or side back, I don't know what you want to call that. Your ports got plastic tabs in them. So the work that you'll have when you receive this Divinity is you'll have this box here. You'll have to pull it out, the card. Then you'll have to remove the 2 screws from here, which is a Phillips screwdriver. And then you can plug your card in by going straight down into the slot. Make sure you're looking straight down, making sure it's lined up. Put it in the slot. And then you have 2 screws right here, and then you have 2 power cords here, which are going to be the white cables that are going to be laying in here when you receive it. So it'll be easy. Won't take much, and you can come back here and reference this video, or you can give me a call and I can jump on a call with you and walk you through the whole process. Not too bad. But there we have the card plugged in. I can already tell it's going to do flag or sag. So MSI does ship you a bracket as well. We'll have a bracket installed in there. You don't have to Well, you might have to undo this. You might have to install that because the screws may go up on the top. Actually, find it out right now before I screw that in. But what this bracket will do will support the weight of the card so it's not all in the port of the motherboard, which over time bends the crap out of the motherboard. Wait, what? So when we ship these computers, we do not ship the graphics card installed. We ship them uninstalled because the shippers, 9 times out of 10, when we ship a graphics card installed, it gets destroyed. It's okay. So this card will be in its own packaging outside of the case. When you receive it, you're just going to have 2 screws. Slide the card in the slot, put the 2 screws on, put the power cord on, and I was saying that you might also have to, it looks like I'll be able to plug this in without, but I was going to say you might have to loosen this bracket that'll be installed in order to get the card in, which it looks like you will. Like it'll be covering the card. That's all. I just wanted to explain that. We'll be installing the card. It's just if we ship it, we're taking a huge risk of damaging the card or the port on the motherboard. It doesn't matter how much we pack this thing full with foam or whatever we want to use in here. Just the weight of these cards, the slightest movement over and over destroys the PC or the motherboard slot. And I'd rather ship you a product that's going to work than a product that you get and you're all excited, you plug it in and it doesn't work. So a little bit of extra work will ensure that the product that your build is going to arrive in one piece. Or at least have a higher or a better chance at arriving in one piece without being destroyed by UPS. They've been abusing my boxes lately. I've been on the phone with my rep complaining, collecting evidence from other customers, sending them the pictures. But this bracket only has the 3 screws on the side here. As long as it's flush with the card here, as you flip it over, the weight of the card is going to be down on the bracket and it will be doing its job. There we go. There is the card installed. What's Guy? How's it? How goes it? Hey, Alexander Black, what's up? How's it going? Putting a build together, man. Infinities. Camos Guy, go check him out. Ooh, she's gorgeous, I know. I might have to keep this one. I'm just kidding. All right, so not peanut butter jelly time. It is cable time. Looking good. Thanks, man. Thanks for stopping in and checking it out. Yeah, now I want a Star Wars one. You sure you don't want to do like a Clone Trooper one? I mean, the white and black, I mean, you really like the white. And here we have our white cables we're going to run for this. We have cable combs that we're going to install or add to them. Well, I mean, it just adds the look. And Divinity, do you want white or clear cable combs? Clear or white? I think the white is going to stand out. Yeah, I thought so. I wasn't even going to ask, and I was just going to roll with the white, but I just thought I'd ask. We actually do have black cable combs here, too, if you want me to put black ones on there. You want black ones? I already knew that was your answer. I know, I keep trying to change him over to the dark side, but he won't fall for it. I can get down with a stormtrooper? Heck yeah. Do probably a pretty cool looking stormtrooper build. Pretty much this. But I probably want you to pay a little bit more money for a white graphics card. It'll add to it. Then we can get a stormtrooper model in there, like bobblehead. That'd be cool. Wait, LMO, just oh, you're funny too. Of course, I was like 3 in or 2 in, and wait a second. Thinking my. White everything. And pretty soon, it's going to be so bright, you're going to have to wear sunglasses when you're at your computer. Feel like somebody turned the brightness up to 100. Go to bed? Love you. Can't wait to see the thing turn on. You know, I haven't had a computer not turn on live stream before. I know you expressed what your luck is like. I know what my luck is like. I just have that feeling. What if we do a stormtrooper case? Ooh. Stormtrooper. Like an actual build out of a stormtrooper? Stormtrooper? Build it inside a stormtrooper? I think that's what they're. But yeah, I'm following you. You have my attention. Great. Oh yeah. I shouldn't be planning this yet. Here I am. Later, Ben. Looks amazing. Thanks, man. I appreciate you stopping in and hanging out with us. I caught it. I got it. I appreciate you, Tubby, stopping in and hanging out. Let me know when you're going to play some Warzone next. I'd be happy to jump in and play. Always good games when I'm playing with you. So crazy to me. I own this beauty. I know. Consider me in. LOL. Just an idea. I shouldn't be planning this yet here. Yep. Now you're going to leave those cables hooked in PSU, right? Yes. These cables will be plugged in on the backside. All you're going to have to do is plug them into the graphics card there when you get it. But they'll be plugged in power supply. Yeah. You won't have to go on the backside. Hell yeah, man. I'll catch you down. Peace. I just drop the card in and install power. Yep, drop the card in, and you'll have 2 screws. Plus, you'll have to kind of tinker with this bracket here, support bracket, a little bit, which has 3 other screws right here. But yeah, the screws, the card, the cables, good to go. That's it. Nice. Word, easy. Be right back 1 sec, no problem, man. Take your time. I'm just doing cable combs. Trust me, they take time. Got literally all the time in the world. Finally, the last one, which is our 24 pin. Go on beautifully there. I need a drink of something. Let's pound this sucker out. Do 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 do. Water. I have returned. What's good in the freaking hood, boys? Well, we are still building. Currently still working on the cable combs. Right now we're on the 24 pin, which is for your motherboard. Gonna power that power hungry 550. The legend. Legendary. Requires style. Oh, that's why we went with the Royal Ram. That B550 loves its slots. It's power hungry. It's actually mostly because of the CPU. Draw, oops, draw on the USB, RGB, whatever you may have plugged into it. But yes, it can be a very power hungry board. So if you look over and these cables turn black, there's a problem. What do you think of it so far? Infinity Sweat, just thinking about a custom Death Trooper. Is with all the white inside. Icy lasagna. What will be that build? This is a RTX 3080 12 gigabyte. LMAO. Colin, I'm telling you, dude, I've been talking to a bunch of piece builders and it ain't none of them take care of me like Ben has. LOL. Thank you, I appreciate that. And it's a 3080. Yep. Give this man your vision and it happen. It's almost as beautiful as my wife and daughters. Well, I don't think you could compare this your wife and daughters. I'm not that good. All right, so we're going to flip it over. We're going to deal with the backside. This is round 2 of boring stuff. So if you need like a break, before I continue with dealing with this mess, I'm actually going to probably go take a 5-minute break. Then we'll get the power supply in here, and then we'll get all of this plugged in. And trust me, it's a big mess, but get it straightened out. Just give me 5 minutes, 5 minutes, and I will be right back. There, your power supply is installed. I'm a JK. We're back. Get this baby plugged in. Then plug everything else in. And then we'll fire it up. Uh-oh. Oh no, it's a star appearance. So we have somebody that normally is asleep right now, who is not asleep. This is Chloe. Chloe, this is chat. Hey. Looking for. Hello. Supposed to be sleeping, but I'm not. Is that too loud? We're building. Oh, we're building that one. All right, let's go back to mom. Who doesn't like cute babies? Here is our 1000 watt Supernova gold certified power supply. We're going to here. Fan is facing the right side out so you don't suffocate it. But before we deal with that, get some of these cables plugged in out of the way. A bit too crazy down here. Oh yeah, we're back. Doing a little bit of cable management before I get stuff in here. Back. Makes it a lot. Grape wasn't following you here. How's the build? It's going good, man. Thanks for following. This is the part we pay you for, LM. Yes. All of this is so tedious. Adds up. Divinity on Savvy's account. What's up, Divinity? So excited for you, man. Too. Excited for him. Build's actually turning out so nice. I told him that I thought I might keep it just, but I don't think he wants that. I like that idea. LMAO. Shh. Beautiful. Not just nice. Tell you what, you can keep this one and put a TI in mine at no extra cost. Think about it. Think about it. And that would kind of almost make yours better than Burns if we went with TI on that. Wouldn't it? Burns got a little bit more CPU horsepower and more RAM, but all right, I'm going to deal with this with Rat's Nest after the stream. But see the top here, the idea is to get it looking like that, which I will. Take me another 30 minutes to look. So I just want to get it on and fire it up for you. Yep. Don't have to look at the backside right now. But I will clean that up. Ooh, maybe a Mandalorian build instead of a Stormtrooper. Oh boy. We've gone from like Star Wars Dark Side to Stormtrooper to Mandalorian. I feel like there was one other one too. What we thrown on. We've been all over the place. I just love Star Wars. I do too, man. LOL, it would. Not sure what his processor is. He's got the Ryzen 9 5900X. So just one step up. That's all it is. In reality, with gaming, it's honestly going to perform the same. He's really got a leg up only for streaming or for other multitasking. That's really all he has a leg up on you. All right, so again, I'm going to come back and clean this up. This is not how I'm going to ship it for awareness. That's not how I ship it. I'm going to come back and clean this all up. It looks super pretty. But, hey, I am going to get this thing fired up so that you guys can see it. I'm just putting the panel on so you can have the full effect on the back. Up real quick because we need them. Fight with that a little bit. Excellent. Nope. Get her plugged in. It glows. All right, are you ready for this? We'll talk about shipping in a minute here. You ready for this? That's all the RGB you get. You have to wait until you see it. I'm just kidding. Here we go. Here we go. Hope that 4K camera picks it up. It's so glowy. I'll take it. Let's go. I mean, the light is illuminating off the build and onto my face. Like I said, you're gonna look like you have a disco party going on in your house. Your neighbor's gonna question what's happening. I mean, just look at the lighting on that. We've got a post. We just made it to the motherboard BIOS right now. That means our CPU, our RAM, our graphics card, everything's checked in. So we are ready to just start installing Windows. But of course, I want to go back and finish cleaning up that cable, the cables in the back, before I get to that. And shipping, yeah, I'm thinking Wednesday I should have it out. Wednesday, Thursday, I would say we can have it shipped. I just want to finish cleaning up the cables. Then we'll go through the Windows installation, all the drivers install, and then I'll remember to use that older or that version of NVIDIA that you mentioned. I did remember. I won't be doing that on the stream here. I'm going to do that off stream because it's just a bunch of boring stuff. And then I'd have to put a capture card in here to capture it, or capture card. I'm sorry, I'd have to run an HDMI cable here to capture your system. I don't have one right now. But either way, it's we just have Windows, drivers, updates, and then we put it through a 24-hour bench test, which is going to test the fan curves that we have set, the XMP profile on the RAM, and also the cooling. Make sure everything's staying cool and performing where it should be before we ship it. It also gives us an opportunity to root out any lemons, because yes, it's fired up, it's posted. Doesn't mean that we might not have a bad stick of RAM. It actually happened to Mern's machine. Before I could ship it, I ended up finding we had a bad stick of RAM. And I'm glad we found that, because instead of him getting it and then having random blue screens every now and then, he has a rig and he's not having any problems I'm aware of. But that's why we put it through that test. No, this GPU does not have any RGB lighting on it. No. That one cost another $100 if we wanted RGB on it. But what we could do in the future is upgrade to a addressable RGB bracket and an addressable RGB backplate, and that will make it glow. And those are actually really easy to install if you ever wanted to add them. I mean, doesn't it have enough RGB in it? I'm joking. I mean, the rule is the more RGB, the higher the FPS. So you're right, we need more RGB. My wife says I need to stop watching. I mean, it is kind of like a computer porn station screen. But it's our secret. I'm going to install a plate on it eventually, yes. Well, let me know when you do that. I can help you design it and send you the link on where to buy it from. U1 Tech is where I tell you to go. Once the wife designs my new logo. Awesome. Yes. Yes, the more RGB, the higher the FPS. That is the rule. The great selling point as a gaming PC salesperson. This thing is just glowing like crazy. I don't even know if my camera is able to focus on it. me see if I can get it to... Still struggling. Here, I'll put up a little bit. Yeah, and then we can use a little bit. They're out of the way. Don't worry, it's not touching the card. How difficult is this plate to install? Honestly, I do have one here, but it's for the next stream. I'd walk over here and show you a custom one that I had made and cut. But they're specifically cut and made for this exact card. I know, it's really bright, trust me. But they're magnetic, so they'll magnetically just slap right on. They're not screwed on, but after you get that slapped on, just stick on with a metal or with the magnets, and you just run an RGB cable to the back here. You'll plug it into one of the harnesses that I have on the back. So it's really not that difficult to install it. And even if I had it here, you'd be installing it anyway, because the card's not going to be installed. Yeah, it's super bright. Super bright. I feel like I'm getting a tan just sitting right here. You know, my under chin's getting a little bit of a tan. How's the wire management? So I did the top half of it, and then it was just taking too long here. I just wanted to get it fired up. So I am going to go back after the stream here and finish the wire management on the back, but I can take a picture of it and post it for you guys on the channel, or send it to Divinity and he can post it just so you can see the back side of it. But we don't ship it unless it's perfectly clean. Wire management has to be perfect. So right now it's only halfway done, or quarter of the way. I need a tan anyways. That's perfect. Yep, I know. You get a tan. It's like having your own personal tanning booth right now. Post away, my boy. I'll retweet. Oh, I know you will. Yeah, I'll get the cables all finished up. Like, I want to clean this up. This kind of looks a little funny, the way it's kind of tucking in there. And then on the back side, I'm going to have everything in a main harness and then clean it up a little bit more. I need a Star Wars one. Well, whenever you're ready, man, let me know. You know where to find me. I'll be here waiting for you. Wait, that's a friend. That's a song from a TV series. Wait, no, is it? Yeah. No. I have a terrible memory. The wire management, though, is supreme. Superb. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you here. I'll leave the stream up. You can stare at this pretty thing for a little while. Play some relaxing music in the background while you stare at the beautifulness. If my camera breaks because of the light, I'm sorry. I'll be away. Perfection, dude. Couldn't be more happy. Awesome. Yeah, we just got to get it across the finish line with Windows drivers, put it through its benchmarks and stress test, and get it tuned in. And then we're going to be getting this packaged up like it's my firstborn baby, and I'll be shipping it to you. So Wednesday, Thursday, should be looking for tracking. But all right, guys, I'm bouncing. 11 o'clock over here, Eastern time. I gotta be up at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Got a long day ahead of myself already, and this is gonna be. I'll get Windows at least started on it, and we'll finish up the rest tomorrow. All right, thanks, guys. I'm gonna leave it sitting here running for you guys. I'm gonna lay it down so it doesn't accidentally fall or something while I'm out. I've got insurance, but I'd rather not use it on this. Can't wait, dude. Thank you so much. No problem, man. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate all you guys jumping in, chatting while we were doing this. Made it a good time. But I'll catch you guys on the next stream. Shooting for Saturday for the next stream. Depends on if the case paint is dry or not. Have a good night, guys.
Oh.